We, the students of 6th group, have gone up with the topic supernova, brief, and white dwarf for our seminar presentation. First of all, we, the group 6 members, thank our monitor Dr. Piyush Augustin sir for his constant support. Let us take a look at the group members and the topic that they are dealing with. Myself, Afrin Ali, and I am going to speak on the topic supernova in short. And the second member of my group, Amala Mole, will be dealing with white dwarf formation and its properties. The third member, Abhirami TV, will be dealing with inside a white dwarf and its characteristics. The fourth member of my group, Alan Shibu, will be dealing with size of white dwarf and its importance. Last but not the least, the fifth member of my group, Anne Maria Joseph, will be dealing with facts about white dwarf. Supernova is a massive explosion generated by a dying star. A star in our galaxy goes supernova approximately one every 100 years. The explosion hurls matter into space and can shine as brightly as an entire galaxy for short periods. Stars are giant nuclear reactors producing energy by phasing hydrogen into helium. Eventually, however, stars run out of hydrogen to fuse. When this occurs, the star fuses helium into heavier elements, including iron. The star's core shrinks while its outer layer expands, creating a red giant that consumes surrounding planets. What happens when the sun runs out of helium? Fusion simply ends in small stars like our sun. The star becomes a white dwarf and slowly fades away. When a large star depletes its helium reserve, the core collapses within seconds, causing temperatures in excess of 100 billion degrees. The outer layers of the star collapse as well, only to explode outwards in a massive explosion known as supernova. Supernovas generate enough energy to fuse elements heavier than iron, gold, silver, and other elements with high atomic numbers. Numbers are created in supernovas. What's left of the star's core becomes a dense neutron. Stars forms a black hole, an area of such densely packed matter that not even light escapes its gravitational pull. After a supernova, material expelled in the explosion may form nebulae, massive interstellar clouds of gas and dust over millions of years. Gravity pulls nebulae material together into a dense hot core called a protostar. Protostars eventually become a newborn star. The new star's gravitational effect surrounding the nebulae material, which may form asteroids and new planets, is truly a solar circle of life.
So, here I am talking about white dwarf, its formation and properties. A white dwarf is what stars like the sun become after they have exhausted their nuclear fuel. Near the end of its nuclear burning stage, this type of star expels most of its outer material, creating a planetary nebula. This core becomes a very hot white dwarf with a temperature exceeding 1 lakh Kelvin. The most massive stars, with 8 times the mass of the Sun or more, will never become white dwarfs. Instead, at the end of their lives, they will explode in a violent supernova, leaving behind a neutron star or black hole. A white dwarf star is also called as a degenerate dwarf, and a white dwarf star is a stellar core remnant composed mostly out of electron degenerate matter. A stellar core means it is the extremely hot and dense region at the center of a star. When we look into the properties of white dwarf, a white dwarf is quite dense. Its mass may be comparable to that of Sun, while its volume could be comparable to that of Earth. White dwarf stars, so called because of the white color of the first few that were discovered, are characterized by a low luminosity, a mass on the order of that of the Sun, and a radius comparable to that of Earth. When we look into the future of white dwarf, it cools until it becomes a black dwarf which emits no energy. And this process takes about 10 or even hundreds of billion years. Another interesting property about white dwarf is it still glows after it becomes a white dwarf. It means after a star becomes a white dwarf, it still glows. This is because a white dot in the center of this nebula is a white dwarf. It's lighting up the receding cloud of gas that once made up the star. They are the stellar cores left behind after a star has exhausted its fuel supply and blown its bulk of gas and dust into space. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
Next, we move to the characteristics of white dwarfs. White dwarfs occur at the end of the star's life and they are relatively tame in comparison to what some larger stars do when they die. Degenerate matter has other unusual properties. For example, the more massive a white dwarf is, the smaller it is. This is because the more mass a white dwarf has, the more its electrons must squeeze together to maintain enough outward pressure to support the extra mass. However, there is a limit on the amount of mass a white dwarf can have. Subramanian Chandrasekhar discovered the limit to be 1.4 times the mass of the Sun. This is known as the Chandrasekhar limit. Main sequence stars that have lower masses ultimately become white dwarfs. White dwarf star will cease to produce energy altogether and darken to become a black dwarf. White dwarf stars are smaller, denser, and less luminous than red giant stars. However, white dwarf is extremely hot, hence, it gives off a bright white color. What's inside a white dwarf? An Earth-sized white dwarf has a density of 1 into 10 raised to 9 kg per meter cube. Because a white dwarf is not able to create internal pressure, gravity compacts the matter inwards until even the electrons that compose a white dwarf's atoms are smashed together. In normal circumstances, identical electrons, that is, those with the same spin, are not allowed to occupy the same energy level. Since there are only two ways an electron can spin, only two electrons can occupy a single energy level. This is what's known as Pauli's exclusion principle. In a normal gas, this isn't a problem because there aren't enough electrons floating around to fill up all the energy levels completely. But in a white dwarf, the density is much higher and all of the electrons are much closer together. This is referred to as a degenerate gas, meaning that all the energy levels in its atoms are filled up with electrons. For gravity to compress the white dwarf further, it must force electrons where they cannot go. Once a star is degenerate, gravity cannot compress it anymore because quantum mechanics dictates that there is no more available space to be taken up. So a white dwarf survives not by internal fusion but by quantum mechanical principle that prevents its complete collapse.
Hi all, I am Alan Shibu. The topic which I was assigned to speak on was about the size of white dwarf and its importance. Speaking about its size, I guess you are already familiar with what is a white dwarf and how it is formed. So once a white dwarf is formed, its diameter would be 100 times smaller than its former self. So now it will only be about as big as the Earth, but still with half of its former mass. The estimated radii of observed white dwarfs are typically 0.8 to 2% the radius of the Sun. This is comparable to the Earth's radius of approximately 0.9% solar radius. A white dwarf then packs mass comparable to the Sun's into a volume that is typically a million times smaller than the Sun's. But there are some differences in the sizes of different white dwarfs which are nearer to the Earth. Since the value of mass per volume of a white dwarf is very high, its density increases. A typical white dwarf has a density of between 10 raised to 4 and 10 raised to 7 gram per centimeter cube. It is said that a teaspoon of white dwarf is massively equal to that of a car. So, as its density increases, its surface gravity will also be increased. Gravity on the surface of a white dwarf will be 100,000 times higher than that of the Earth. So, if you try to land on it, you would be immediately compressed into a steaming puddle. So, if the atoms are heavier, it will sink. If it is lighter, then it remains at the surface. So, coming on to the importance of white dwarfs, scientists suggest that white dwarfs can be the last source of light and energy in a dying universe. So, perhaps it would be the last human refuge. If we could find a white dwarf with the right conditions to settle around, we could have a home for many billions of years. Also, white dwarfs are rich forensic laboratories that provide links between the history and future evolution of the Milky Way galaxy. The structure and composition of white dwarfs contain the records of the final stages of stellar evolution. Interestingly, scientists suggest that when the first white dwarf turns to a black dwarf, the last hope of life will die off. So, by this, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Now let's discuss about the facts on white dwarfs. This topic is included so that we'll get a general idea or an extra idea about the topic. So the main areas covered here are its size, mass and gravity. Coming to the first point, that is size. Though we call it a white dwarf, it is far beyond being a dwarf that we usually think of, because the term dwarf itself means something small. But it is said that a white dwarf star is as big as that of Earth. In terms of mass, a white dwarf has the same mass as the Sun. It may exceed or it may be less than the mass of the Sun, but the maximum mass it can obtain is 1.4 solar masses. And their gravity is 350,000 times that of Earth's. The more mass a white dwarf has, the greater the gravity is. The more its matter is compressed, the smaller the dwarf is. It is also said that the Sun will one day become a white dwarf. The most massive stars will eventually go supernova. This represents over 97% of the Milky Way. So most of the stars we can see in the night sky is included here.
Friends, now we have come to the end of our presentation, and thereby I thank each one of you and especially my teammates for putting such an effort into it. And I remain thank you.